Hello everybody, welcome to the Canadian Maker Project. My name is Ron. Once again, we're here to talk about the master spool. This is from Filaments.ca. This is their master spool. It comes in two sets. Both of them screw into each other. And what I like about it is, once you hit a certain point that it gets to the end here, you feel a little bit of resistance. Then what's going to happen is you're going to hear this. You hear that? That click? That is it locking in. Now, this allows you to have adjustments so that you're setting up it just right and locking it in so you can put in your spool. Now, I did print this out of PLA with red and white. I want to show you how to install it, just in case, you're going, well, fine, but how do you put it in? Well, why don't I show you? So I got a roll here of their black PLA. Picked this up on, I believe it was Tuesday. I got this, so let's go get this all set up here. And I do apologize that I'm not doing this on my other screen. It's just this was easier. So let's get this open. And they're airtight sealed, so that's a nice little feature. Now, most of the filaments that I buy from, I get from Filaments.ca usually come in a box, and then inside the box you have this packaging. This comes with no box, so right there, it's saving you money on shipping. So it's a nice little touch. And if you're looking to buy some of this stuff, please let me know. I'll have an affiliate link in the video, at the bottom of the video, in the video description. So please, if you're going to buy some, use the affiliate link. It helps me out a lot. Okay, so we have it out of the bag. Get a little sticker that you can apply to your item. So that shows it. This is a PLA, as I was saying, black. Then what you do is you look for the zip ties and you look for the little notches inside the spool after you print it. And you just line it up with that. Sits in there perfectly. You take your zip tie ends, you push them off to the side. Like so. You take your wheel. Place it inside. Now, here's where you want to have your clippers with you. And give me a moment, I'll have them in a second. Now with power editing, we now have these. So we're going to go and trim these off. So what I like to do is I like to unscrew this again. Because I did this a little weird. Because sometimes it can be annoying just trying to do it with the zip ties on. You can also cut them off here. Snip here. Snip here. Snip here. And snip here. There we go. They're all out. And then, once you're ready to lock it into place, you can't because it won't let you. So that's a nice little feature. Then you can go snip, snip. Sorry, I just hold it like that for you. So you can cut each one like there, 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 and there. Now, I'm not going to do it to this because they also gave me another type of roll. That was actually their first indentation of their spool holder. I'll have to show you this one. Same idea. Just instead of it being together, it comes apart into two. And each side is leveled up. And I have to admit, this was pretty smart too. So instead of you having to, you then just put your spool like that, snip off your coils, put this on top, It locks in on top. These two screws go in, and it holds your spool together, as you can see right there, with the screws in. I personally like the printing my own, but this was another one that they wanted to show me, so that was kind of nice that we got to see this one too. Honestly, I like to see them produce both of these and make them available for customers. Or if they're going to sell all their spools like that on the eco-fuel, you know, like for people that can't print their own, then this would be a great idea to have available as a, you know, if you can't print your own, well, we can sell you this type of spool at an extra cost, maybe $5, you know, just to recoup a little bit of the money that would have been in the cost of the R&D and development. I know that I'm picking bones here, but I'm just saying. It's an excellent spool holder also. But we're going to use this spool holder since I've already printed it. So, to take them out, you just go like this. So, I'll show you guys. So, I took out the first one already. So, I'm going to grab it under it. I'm pulling at the zip tie like that. Pulling at the zip tie like that. Last one. I'm going to snip it here. And that's going to loosen this off. Roll it in. There's my filament. And just like that, there's holes in it, like you find in all the other spool rolls, to hold your filament in there nice and tight. And then when you're done, just take it, get a nice plastic bag that usually, this is one of the things I do like about Filaments.ca, they always throw in. Nice plastic bag so you can store it in. Take a plastic Ziploc bag, throw the silica salt in there, silica gel. Grab your reel. And put it in the bag for storage, so that you always have it available when you need it. Now you're probably asking, well, does it print just as good? Well, hey, we'll print a Benchy and let's go check it out. Now, you're going to see me change clothing because apparently the Benchy is going to take a little while and it is late when I'm filming this. So, without further ado, with the power of editing and magic, we're going to get that all set up for you. So, stand by and yeah, we'll be back with final thoughts and talk about it. And as I said, we're now back. So, looking at a lot of these models here that I printed right now, first let's talk about the Toronto sign. I printed this only because, well, part of Toronto and also the Toronto Strong movement and what's happened with the van and everything else, but I'm not going to get into that. I noticed a few issues I have with this print, actually. It's not with the filament. This is my own fault. What happened was, when I was setting up the Toronto sign, I didn't realize that on both sides, there's a gap in between them. I'll be taking more detailed pictures and you'll see them in the film. There's a gap on this side and there's a gap on the opposite side. The way I printed this was with it flat down because I thought that's how it had to be, where Toronto was going to be even with this rail. Apparently not. And it kind of air printed a little. Didn't stick. And yeah. So it has a lot of weird overhanging and everything else. And even if I was to take a gun to this and clean this up, I don't think it would look that great. So, lesson learned. The cat, Nico Cat, came out perfect. I have nothing to complain. There is a little bit of stuff that I will be going into address because I think it's my own heat settings. And I'll be doing another test print to make sure about that. I did this with the EcoFill, and I'm used only 10% infill, and I can tell you, this thing is hard. Like, I'm pressing on it really hard. It's not even breaking. So that's the cat. The Benchy showed me what's going on here, and it shows a lot of weirdness going on the actual floor on the inside. When I compare it to a white Benchy I printed a little while ago, I can see that there's a lot of the texture is off. You don't have the wood planking. I'm seeing a lot of melty. So what I'm thinking is the temperature may be too high. Now, I did this at 200 Celsius. I'm starting to think I'm going to try this again at 190 and see if it makes a difference. But all in all, the print turned out great. A little bit of lining, like I said, is because it was probably too hot on the end. But all in all, it's not bad. But I think it's, once again, I had it too hot. I think 200 may be a little too hot for the filament. And probably I can do it at 190 without any problem. Mind you, it did extrude really easily at 185, so... And this is done with the CR10. But you feel it. It looks really good. Now, I am using a new Cura slicer, which is 3.3.1. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I wanted to try it with this. I don't have a filament. I don't have the simplified 3D as of yet, because, well, I haven't had the money to pay for it, and I don't know how good it really is. So I can't really compare it to other slicers at this present time. So just to give you an idea what my thoughts are at the end for these refill rolls. I like the idea that I can easily pop in a roll, print my prints, and make them look beautiful. One thing I will mention, though, that I may have not mentioned, is that this also comes in TPEG and ABS. So if you have a printer that can do TPEG or ABS, you might want to look into this stuff, because this is a great way, and it's cheaper too. It's not expensive to buy it like this. It's a lot cheaper than to buy it from the other way. So if you are looking for another way to save a little bit of money and get some good quality filament, definitely I recommend going with the EcoFill PLA, the EcoFill T PET G, and I also recommend the ABS. But other than that, I'm happy with Filaments.ca. I've never had an issue with their stuff. This is just a learning curve that's probably I'm going to have to figure out and get fixed. But other than that, if you guys have any questions about like any of the filaments I'm looking at or anything like that, don't hesitate to actually contact the supplier. Also, if you please want to support me, please use my link in the bottom of the description. And once again, thank you everybody, and have fun printing.